sports fans? This is Robert with WTP Sports News here live this morning for another edition of What's Happening College Football, Week 6 in college football. And we also want to talk about a possible CFP 12-team playoff. Some teams we think should probably make that 12-team playoff when it's all over, said and done with. I'm here this morning with my man Parlay Poe of the Blitzburg podcast. You see he's rocking his Michigan Wolverines today.
Yeah.
We got a good contest today against Wisconsin. How you feeling this morning, Parlay Poe?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. Ain't nobody gonna listen to me. How y'all doing this morning?
I'm good, man. I'm good. We
What up with
also got our man FanDuel Zaya of the FanDuel Zaya podcast. You see he's rocking that board. He got that Ohio State background, the number one team in the country. How you feeling, FanDuel Zaya?
I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I'm ready for football. You know what I mean? We back with another banger.
Back with another banger, man. I'm so glad I get to actually watch my team today. They didn't play last week. I mean, you need buys, man, but I hate when they roll around because I don't get to see the team I'm looking forward to seeing. How'd y'all feel about yesterday's action in football? Did y'all get to catch any of those lower level games, man, from the group of six?
Yeah, I caught the South Florida and Charlotte, but I think, man, I might start getting that conspiracy stuff from T1, man, because they was blowing Charlotte out and let Charlotte come back in the second half a little bit. I was like, man, I like something going on, man. Like something going on. But I took South Florida though.
Hey, that's why I went straight money line this week, Paul. I went straight money line. I ain't messing around with them spreads right now, man. But yeah, I caught a little bit of that game too. South Florida's still in that hunt, They survived. So we're gonna keep on seeing week to week who's gonna make it out of that group of six. It's quite a few teams though that got their name in the hat right now.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there are quite a few teams that got their name in the hat, man, and I'm anxious to see who's going to come out of there, what North Texas is going to do going forward, what Memphis is going to do going forward, and if South Florida can continue to do the things they're doing, especially early in the season when they beat some teams we thought would probably beat them. I'm anxious to see who's going to come out of that group of six, man, because it's looking really, really good right now for all of those teams who are vying for. It's about six teams, though. I only mentioned three. It's about six teams from the group of six that can actually possibly get that spot. Let's go ahead and get into the action that we're going to see today. Right off the rip, we got number 14, Iowa State, traveling here to Ohio to play Cincinnati, the Cincinnati Bearcats. And you got a 14th ranked Iowa State team who is not favored in this game, according to ESPN Sportsbook. Cincinnati's favored by 1.5, which is not saying a whole lot. But what's your thoughts on this game? The over and under is 55.5. How y'all think this game might go?
I'm gonna take Iowa State though. I ain't see too much out of Cincinnati I like, but I do like Rocco. So is Rocco a top 5 quarterback? I like Rocco and I like what he brings. So I'm gonna take Iowa State.
Yeah, man. Poe always mentioned how Iowa State like dog fights. I'm going Cincy at home, man. I think after you keep on playing dog fights, eventually you lose one. So I'm going Cincy.
You right about that?
Yeah, SEC Sean said he's taking Cincy as well. The way they played Nebraska in that first game of the season, man, Cincinnati is not the Cincinnati from the past 2 years, man, who had a good, solid defense but didn't have a good offense. I think they can give Iowa State some trouble. I see why the bets makers got Cincinnati favored by 1.5. It's really almost like a pick 'em game. But I'm gonna go with the home time Ohio team. I'm gonna go with Cincinnati as well, man. I think they're gonna pull this out. I don't know if they're gonna cover that 1.5. It might be more like one, but I'm gonna go with Cincinnati. Hope that they can pull out this win uh, for the Bearcats. What's your thoughts on this matchup between Wisconsin and number 20 Michigan? Wisconsin supposedly, or they actually has the number one rush defense in the country, going against one of the better rush teams in the country in Michigan. But Michigan is favored by 17 and a half points.
Ain't no
It's
way.
in the big house. The over and under is 43 and a half. How do y'all see this game going? And Parlay Poll, of course, you can go last. Those are your boys.
I mean, something got to give. The number one rush defense. I'm pretty sure Michigan is in the top five in rush offense. Something got to give. But who did Wisconsin play? They didn't play nobody. So um, I think them are just that's just numbers that they got from obtaining from playing nobody. They played Bama, of course, but Bama don't run the ball good. So and with Jam Miller was out, so um, I think Michigan win this game easily. I think they cover the spread.
Yeah, SEC Sean said Michigan rolls as well. I agree, man. I don't think Wisconsin got anything for them. Like you said, FanDuel, they hadn't played anybody, and we know Alabama's rush offense is not very good. They hopes that it's going to get better going forward. I believe they get Jan Miller back, so maybe that might help. But I got Michigan rolling, man. Right now, they're on a roll. They've actually let that young man Underwood decide that listen, we're gonna let this guy go, and he's been going, being able to use his legs at opportune times. And then them two running backs, man, I don't see Wisconsin being able to stop them. They number one this week, but next week they're gonna be more like in the 50s.
I think they're gonna try to make Underwood beat them with his arm. Um, Even though we still gonna try to run the ball all week, I've been hearing about our receivers dropping balls and everything, and these dudes, he giving the freshmen a try. Marsh gonna see a lot of time. We probably see Browder in there uh, today, and then Samaj Morgan. He got to get his hands right too. So I expect our defense to come to play today and shut them down. So I'm looking at the defense, Jay Sean Branham on that end. I'm looking for him to cause havoc today. So I don't know about that 17 and a half because we hate covering, but go blue.
What you think about the 17 and a half, FanDuel?
Yeah, I think they cover.
You think they cover?
Yeah,
I think they cover too. I don't think Wisconsin has any offense, man, to be able to score very many points, and they're gonna have a hard time stopping Michigan, in my opinion. Mossberg of Level Up Sports 10 says Michigan puts on the show, and he got Houston upset in Tech today.
I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go to the next game we got on the slate. We got number 16 Vanderbilt is a plus 11 and a half traveling to Tuscaloosa to Bryant Denny Stadium to play the number 10th ranked Alabama Crimson Tide, who's favored by 11 and a half. And the over and under is 56 and a half. What's your thoughts on this game? Pavia's he's been out there very confident that they can beat this Bama team. Is there any holes in Bama's defense that Pavia is going to be able to exploit? And can their defense hold those wide receivers down for Alabama?
Yeah. Think about Alabama. Alabama be having the blitz to get to you now. Back in the day, the old Alabama, they ain't had to blitz like that. You know what I mean? And their blitz rate wasn't like that. But Pavia, with his attitude and everything, them receivers on the end, and then they're gonna try to run the ball on Bama. Bama's not a good run stopping team. So plus 11 and a half, I'm taking Vandy.
um, I like Pavia's confidence. I just think Alabama's hot right now. And then on top of that, who did Vandy play this year? I mean, they beat South Carolina in the game. Lenore Sellers went out of the game, but like outside of that, they ain't played nobody. So, and we seen that South Carolina team is really not as good as we thought they were. So, I like Bama in this game. I like them to cover, and I think right now it was not a mistake when I said their coach will get fired on that last stream when I was in the comment section. I think they about to drop five in a row. I think they're in the midst of the first game of this 5 game stretch that they're about to drop in a row.
Oh, Vandy.
Yeah, Vandy.
Okay.
Okay. Hey man, listen, it could definitely happen, man. I think I got Alabama winning and covering as well. I think they got a chip on their shoulder from losing to them last year. They're gonna be ultra focused. They're gonna be ready to put it on Vandy, man. And Pavia can talk all the trash he wants, but they're gonna have a rough time today against Alabama. So I think they're gonna come out very, very tough. SEC Sean said this is gonna be Vandy's gonna beat Bama 45-35. He got confidence in them Vandy Commodores. I don't see that. That's a high scoring game too, man. That's what,
Yeah.
80 points?
Yeah.
Yeah. 45-35.
I
But
just
hey,
need
hey, it can happen, I guess.
I just need Vandy to cover.
You just need them to cover.
You know what I mean?
I feel you on that. I feel you on that. Let's go to our next game. We got Boise State traveling to Notre Dame to play the number 21 ranked Notre Dame Fighting Irish, who's favored by 21.5. The over and under is 63.5. Does Boise State have any chance whatsoever? I mean, being down by 21.5 points or being a plus 21.5 doesn't look good for them. What's your thoughts on this matchup?
Man, the very first time I seen Boise, I knew they won the top 25 team, and they showed if their ground game wake up again for Notre Dame, the two-head monster, it's gonna get ugly, like the spread say. But I don't believe in Notre Dame's defense, so Boise got to do some kind of offense. Over and under is 63.5. That's a lot of points too.
Yeah, I think both of these defenses is kind of mid. I think they could pretty much really get to that 63.5 for real, Poe. But I'm going Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame will give up some points today, but I think they still score way too much, and I think they cover.
SEC Sean said he got Notre Dame should win easily. Ashton Jitty isn't walking through the door. Those boys isn't walking through those Boise State doors. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Notre Dame beats them pretty easily as well. I don't know if they cover the 21.5, but I think they can. Uh, but no, like Paulie Post said, Notre Dame's defense has got to start to showing a little bit better than what they have. They did pretty good against Arkansas, but Arkansas is, we know they're a bottom dweller. So hopefully Notre Dame can get that defense together. They got another opportunity to fix some things against the team they're playing today. So hopefully they can do that. Let's bring our man post game in, who's also a Notre Dame fan, and get his thoughts. How you feeling this morning post game of the post game 86 podcast?
What's up, fellas? I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
What's going down?
Doing good, doing good. We're on your Notre Dame Fighting Irish, favored by 21.5 today at home against Boise State with an over and under of 63.5. What's your thoughts on this game? What are you looking forward to seeing out of your boys today?
I'm looking forward to see if that defense can continue to gel and keep improving. Y'all know as I did my preview earlier in the summer, I was really high on this defense with the athleticism, the speed, the experience they were able to pick up in the playoffs. I'm looking forward to this defense continuing to improve under Chris Ash and Marcus Freeman. That's a key for me. Notre Dame should be able to win this game, seeing as though they're the more talented team. I'd have been a little overrated coming into the season. So this offense is humming. A lot of people will say, well, y'all not playing anybody. Well, you're supposed to not play with your food. You know what I mean? This offense is humming under CJ Carr. We got the best 1-2 punch at running back in the country, in my opinion. So they just need to stand on business today in South Bend and get the job done.
Do you think they covered that 21 and a half?
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. Well, let's go to our next matchup. We got number 24, Virginia, who cracks the top 25 this week, going against Louisville in Louisville. Louisville's favored by 6.5, and the over and under is 60.5. Can Virginia continue their winning ways and beat a really good, or I don't know how good they are, but a decent Louisville team?
Yeah, Louisville undefeated. Yeah, Louisville undefeated, but is Virginia gonna have a hangover from their big win? Uh, we're gonna see if they still can play the same way, but they going to Louisville, so Louisville trying to send them back to Virginia with an L. I'm gonna take Louisville in this game. I'm gonna take Louisville.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this game. I want to see which one of these teams is going to solidify themselves as a ACC contender. Um, Virginia got one loss, lost to NC State earlier in the year. Louisville, I don't really feel like they played anybody. Had a close game against James Madison and somebody else I can't think of right now. Uh, but I like Virginia. I'm going Virginia money line, man. They fresh off that win. You just beat a top 10 opponent. It's time to solidify yourself and tell people that your team is here. So you need to go out there and play like so. And I think I got faith in that quarterback to make more plays, even though they are on the road. I still got faith in what I seen from that quarterback.
Yeah, Virginia is on a high right now, defeating Florida State at home. They rushed the field and all that. But I like Louisville in this game, man. I think they get the job done. Miller Moss and those guys, I think they can really be a contender in the ACC this season. So I'm going to take them.
Yeah, SEC Sean said he's going with Louisville, but they better not take Virginia lightly. Man, 6.5. The way Virginia played last week, you sort of want to think that they can go into Louisville and play just as good, but maybe the name Louisville doesn't get you as up like a name like Florida State, and maybe they don't play as well, or maybe they still running high because of what they did last week against Florida State, and maybe come out a little bit flat, and Louisville jumps on them early and just doesn't look back. Anything can happen in games like this, man. They're favored by 6.5. Louisville is, and I haven't seen Louisville play. FanDuel said they really haven't played anybody. They had close matchups against James Madison and some other teams. I'm gonna pick Louisville to win, but I don't think they cover that 6.5. I think it might be a last-second field goal or something like that. But I'm gonna go with Louisville to win the game, but not cover that 6.5. Next up, we got number 9 Texas, favored by 5.5, traveling to the swamp to play the Florida Gators, who has been reeling for the last couple of weeks. The over and under is 42.5. The weather might be the great equalizer in this game. This is probably going to be a really, really close game. Probably going to be a boring game as well if the weather is what they say it's going to be. What's your thoughts on this matchup between Texas traveling to the swamp to play Florida?
Well, we still don't know who Florida is. They don't got no identity. So we know Texas want to play good defense You know what I mean? Have Arch Manning out there, but we don't know about Texas either. So they going into the swamp, a hard place to play, but Florida's not playing well. So I'm gonna take Texas until Lagway straighten up, wake up, or they put the young boy true freshman in. I'm taking Texas. Over and under, I'm going under the 42.5.
Yeah, this is a battle of two good defenses in my opinion. Um, and really, I feel like it's gonna come down to who can run the ball and whichever quarterback can make a play or two. You know, we don't have faith in either one of these quarterbacks probably right now. Texas got the number 2 scoring defense in the nation. Florida got the number 24th scoring defense in the nation. So we got to think it's going to be a low scoring game. Um, right now, I'm just going to lean towards Arch, man, and say he going to make a couple plays more after Lagway had that Honda McCord game. I just have no faith in it right now. And that defense on Texas side is monster. You can't get them extra possessions today and think that y'all gonna win that game. So I'm going Texas. I would stay away from that spread though. So I don't really think I see them covering. I think they win by a field goal.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff. Florida is a tough place to play, and I just think that Florida, they could be out of it. That defense is playing really, really well, but that offense, I don't know. And I think Texas is looking to start a roll in that SEC. They got the talent to do it. We talk about their talent all season. I think Arch Manning makes less mistakes than Lagway in this game, and Texas gets the job done. I like them by a field goal also.
Yeah, I'm definitely not touching that daggone spread. SEC Sean says that Florida wins this game over Texas 17-14. I think it's going to be a low scoring game like that, especially if the elements are going to be the way that they say it's going to be. The key thing I think in this game is who can run the football the best, and like FanDuel Zaya said, which quarterback can make the plays when they need to make them down the stretch to help their team win. If I had to go either way, defensively, I'm gonna pick Texas defense over Florida's because Florida got more guys hurt on their defense. They got the 2 defensive linemen who are out in this game, and they got 2 corners who were out in this game, or corner and a safety, I believe, out in this game. So that might bode well for Texas in the running game. Trey Wisner is not going to be back this week, and we don't know how healthy C.J. Baxter is going to be. On defense for Texas, Malik Muhammad is probably going to be out, which means that Florida doesn't have anything. They could just go out there and just play, man. They don't have to be worried about what it looks like, none of that kind of stuff, because we all feel like they're done, right? They might go out there and just sling that thing and take advantage of the fact that Jalen Gilbo has not been covering the deep ball as well as he needs to. And then you got somebody else on the other side replacing Malik Muhammad. This is a prime time for DJ Lagway to throw the ball down the field. Now, this year, his completion percentage hasn't been as good as last year, but he can still throw the ball down the field and definitely try to keep Texas honest so that they can get some run lanes. So I think it's going to be a very interesting game. But if the wind's swirling like they say it's going to swirl and gusting up to 25 miles an hour, they may not be able to throw the ball down the field, which means Texas won't be able to do that either. But hopefully Texas' run game can outdo Florida's because Texas got a better rush defense, in my opinion, with Florida's 2 big guys out. So I'm gonna pick Texas to win this game. I don't think they cover that 5.5 though. I think it's gonna be a really, really close contest. And I hope that Arch can just play really well to the point where he just doesn't make a bunch of mistakes and miss the easy throws. If he can do that in this kind of weather condition, then Texas can prevail in this game. And at this point, I just need Texas to win. Our next game we got on the slate is Mississippi State traveling to Texas A&M to play the number 6 ranked Texas A&M Aggies, who's favored by 16 and a half. The over and under is 57 and a half. And this will be a good contest to see if Mississippi State is who they think they are, because I ain't buying them yet.
Yeah, that we're gonna see what that 4-1 record look like. They played Tennessee tough last week, but they was at home. But now they on the road to play Texas A&M, Marcel Reed, and I think Marcel gonna explode today because I don't know how good, really good Mississippi State's defense is. So I want to see it's gonna be some fireworks with Texas A&M, but we got to see if Mississippi State's defense can hold up. That 16 and a half. I'm still taking Texas A&M with the money line though.
Yeah, I'm going Texas A&M. I think this is a team that just finds ways to win. I think it'll be close though. Mississippi State kind of trying to have a Cinderella story this year, but I think they're in the midst of about to drop a few games in a row as well, just like Vandy. So I'm going Texas A&M. I do not think they cover though. I don't think they cover that spread.
We all know Texas A&M has one of the more difficult stadiums to play at. I like them at home today to beat Mississippi State, and I like them to cover the spread.
Yeah, SEC Sean said he got his A&M Aggies beating Mississippi State 38-17. Yeah, that covers that spread too. I don't know if they cover the 16 and a half, but Mississippi State gave up a lot of points to Tennessee last week. I think they're going to give up a lot of points to Texas A&M this week, and I don't think they're going to score as many as they scored on Tennessee. Tennessee's defense is probably their Achilles heel right now, but their offense is very explosive, so that's how they're winning games. I think Texas A&M wins this game. I don't know if they quite cover that 16 and a half, but I think they beat them by double digits for sure. What's your thoughts on the game of the night, in my opinion? Number 3, Miami, favored by 4.5. Traveling to Doak, is it Doak Walk? What is it called? Doak Stadium, whatever they call it in Florida State.
Doak Walker Stadium.
Going to play the Florida State Seminoles. Miami's favored in this game, going on the road to play number 18 Florida State. The over and under is 54.5. What's your thoughts on this game? Can the team that wins this game take sole control of the ACC?
Well, we're gonna know who's who after this game. If Florida State the fluke or Miami number 3. Keep Castellano inside the pocket. Let him throw. Keep him inside the pocket, and then you're gonna have to blitz Carson back. You know what I mean? But Miami have Fletcher Jr. He running good, so it's going on these defenses. Can these defenses stop each other? So I'm gonna take Miami at Doak.
Yeah, I'm going Miami as well, man. And what was the spread on this game?
4.5, favored by
Yeah.
Miami.
Yeah, I think they cover. I think they win by double digits, 10 points maybe. I think it's going to be close, though. It's going to go down into the middle of the fourth quarter, and then I think that's when Miami will get their separation. I just think that Miami defensive line is really disruptive. I don't see no way after that showing that Florida State had that they can possibly fix that week out, So I'm going Miami. I think Tony get loose a little bit. I think Carson's Beck experience show up a little bit. Everybody knows this. I'm not a fan of Carson Beck. I think he give you the ball, but when he is in a groove, he's in a groove, and I think he in a groove right now. So I'm gonna say that's why I think they're gonna win this game by 10 plus points.
Yeah, this has been a really difficult matchup for me personally because I look at a couple of things and it's telling me upset. But I believe Miami is just the stronger team, the more talented team. Uh, Carson Beck is humming right now. Uh, does it have a lot of excuse me? Does it have a lot to do with his weapons and what possibly could be the best offensive line in the country? I believe so. But a couple of things caught my eyes. Miami's first four games have been at home. This is their very first road game of the season, and they going into Florida State with Florida State coming off a loss on the road. You know that home crowd is going to be rocking. You know, Florida State mindset has to be must win. But again, Miami is just a more talented team. Bain is coming to get Castellanos, man. Uh, for Notre Dame's sake, I need Miami to win this game. But man, I just think Miami got too much. So I'm gonna take them on the road.
Yeah, the chat is going kind of crazy for this game. That's why my bad, bro. It's Doak Campbell Stadium. My bad on that. But listen,
It's no Campbell, yeah.
yeah, I know he used to always talk all that trash. Come on down to Doak Campbell Stadium if y'all want some. And I can't believe Texas and Florida State has never played a game ever. But he in there saying that Miami is overrated. SEC Sean says, does a Miami win send Florida State into a slide of uh-oh, here we go again? He said Miami's overrated. My cousin Chad said nose win in an upset over Miami. And Dad said on the road, double at loss, stop it. He don't think that Miami's going to be able to do anything with his nose on the road. Of course, Mossberg is saying nose nation. So we got KT, Justin Geiger, Bo New York, all of those Miami fans talking trash. And then we got our man, Level Up Sports 10 Mossberg. We got Dez. We got Kenny Bosley. All of them on the Florida State side. We're going to have to wait and see. I remember we used to get hotels for this game, man, and be up in that mug watching all day, watching college football, because this was a thriller back in the days when we was a little bit younger, probably about 30 years ago.
Yeah.
But, man, I think that Miami front four is going to be the issue for Florida State today. If Castellano can get out of the pocket and make those big boys run sideline to sideline to tire them out, they might be able to crack some of the stuff that they do on defense, that Miami team. Until they do that, I don't know if Florida State can win this game. They're at home. They're going to have a home crowd. They're going to be geeked for this game. I'm going to go Miami because I think that front four is going to be too much for Castellano. They're going to keep him in the pocket and keep him from making those spectacular plays. But I don't think they cover. I think it's going to be a really close game that might come down to one of those last-second field goals, maybe a wide right or maybe a wide left, which used to be the song back
Yeah.
in the days for this game.
Yeah.
Somebody would always miss a freaking field goal to win.
Hey, listen, Dez and Level Up. Joe said I'm an undercover back fan. He funny. Yeah. Hey, listen, y'all gotta understand something though. Miami is really battle tested already this point in the year. They had Notre Dame the first game. They played a South Florida team that was sneaky, could have really snuck them. They blew them out. Then they played the top 20 defense in Florida last week. I just think they already been through tougher teams, and y'all just lost to Virginia. Like, I mean, it's uncomparable right now. I'm just going off my eyes, though, y'all. I hope y'all win. I hope I'm wrong, because I want y'all to keep this energy, and I want y'all to hopefully make the playoffs so Ohio State can play y'all.
But if they lose, Moss ain't gonna be in that chat.
Man,
You know he ain't gonna be in that chat.
I know he ain't, but I ain't want to say it. Poe said it.
Yeah, you know he ain't gonna be in that chat.
You hear that level of sports 10? They saying you gonna be running scared if y'all lose,
Yeah,
bro.
he stopped
What are
posting
you hiding?
pictures and everything. I used to see pictures and everything in the chat. I don't see none of that no more.
Let's turn our attentions to the CFP. Who are your locks to make the CFP from what you've seen so far? Who is a team or two or three that you think for sure we will see in the CFP when it's all said and done, when the regular season is over and the conference championships are done?
I really don't got no locks, man. I'm like the meat and potatoes is still coming up, man. So I don't know. Things can turn for the worse. It could be bad injuries. You know what I mean? Something can happen. So I really don't got no lock, but I know Texas Tech look good. I know Texas Tech look good with their offense and defensive line. I know they look good. So I really don't got no locks.
Yeah, I got four locks. I got Ohio State and Oregon, which I'm kind of upset, no, no, that you didn't put Ohio State on the docket. Um, we played Minnesota, Michigan played Wisconsin. It's not the same, you know.
You're
But
right.
that's
That's
another.
why they put them on there. It's not the same.
Wisconsin is in the bottom of the Big Ten, bro. What are we talking about? But that's another story. But I also got Texas Tech as a lock, and I think SEC has a team that's a lock right now, and that's Ole Miss for me because I just think their schedule is very manageable.
Oh man, locks. Uh, man, Poe made a really good point, man. I know we getting to the point of the season where we can't say that it's too early anymore, but it's still a lot of football left, man.
Mhm.
Um, and we know anything can happen in the game of football. If I gotta say a couple of locks right now, I would say Ohio State, Oregon, Miami. I feel really good about those teams as far as their playoff hopes go. So it's still kind of early. Anything can happen, man.
Yeah, SEC Sean is saying he thinks Oregon, Ohio State, Miami, Ole Miss. He feel that all of those are locks. Man, it was tough to think about because I'm like, man, so much football left. Some really big games, some huge games that still have to be played. If I had to go off of who's I think is playing the best right now, I don't think that Ohio State will lose more than one game in the regular season. I don't see Oregon losing any games now that they beat Penn State. So I could definitely see both of them. Texas Tech, I think they got a really they've already proven that they're probably the best team in that conference, and they'll probably make it. So I would go Texas Tech, Oregon, Ohio State, um, because only Ohio State can probably make uh, going into the Big Ten championship game. As far as the SEC, I don't think nobody's a lock there. I know that Ole Miss has a schedule that they can navigate, and they'll probably be the team in there. But I really don't feel like Ole Miss is the best team in the SEC. I don't, and I think that they won the game that they won last week or 2 weeks ago. But I don't think they're the best team in the SEC, and I think that somebody's going to eventually pop them. I think they play Georgia again this year too, and they'll probably have a rough go there, and they might make it to the SEC championship game and get beat again because of how favorable their schedule is. But I'm not putting anybody in there from the SEC because I think there's too much football left to be played for any of them to be a lock right now. Let me see what the last question I had, and then we can go into whatever else y'all want to talk about. What are some teams you think will be on the outside of the CFP looking in, like your first four out? Who are going to be some of those teams that you think will be on the outside, hoping that the committee will show them some love and they can get in there
We're talking about the end of the year.
end of the year? Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot of football, man. I don't know, man. Tides can turn, and people get better every week. Injuries, like I said, it's the same thing from the other thing. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, I got a few teams. I mean, we just trying to project. So just to answer the question, I'll say probably Texas is the one. Um, and then I would probably say Michigan probably be right there as well on that line of a team that has a case to get in, but they might be on the outside looking in.
Uh, I'm thinking more probably some Big 12 teams. You know, Texas Tech, as we always say on this podcast, is the class of that conference, and they look really good. Uh, but outside of them, maybe a few teams in the Big 12, uh, uh, Utah or BYU, teams like that, just on the outside, on the cusp of making the college football playoffs. The players' ball is what I like to call it. But maybe a couple Big Ten teams, some SEC teams. It's tough to say right now. Um, so we got a lot of football to be played yet. But I definitely would say it might be a couple Big 12 teams, maybe some ACC teams. How's it gonna shake out with Florida State, Miami, Louisville, Georgia Tech, teams like that could be on the cusp.
Yeah, SEC Sean is saying he thinks that Texas Tech will be in a tight race in the Big 12. One slip up could cost them. As one of the teams that might be automatically like a lock to get in there. There's one that's saying Gus Malzahn is going to put up 40 points today. The best coordinator in the business. We definitely playoff bound. I think it's going to those teams that's going to be on the outside is definitely going to probably come from the SEC. I think that just like it was last year, you're going to have some teams that the committee is probably going to feel like they played a tougher schedule, even though they might have two or three losses. They're going to trump if they got three losses, an ACC team or a Big 12 team in terms of being ranked up towards the top 15. I think there's a combination of teams that it could be from the SEC. It could definitely be Texas. It could definitely be Texas A&M. It could definitely be Georgia, Alabama, Ole Miss, and Oklahoma, probably even Tennessee. It's going to be a combination of those three or four of those teams that's going to be on the outside looking in. I think it's mainly going to be SEC though, because how much respect they get from having the kind of schedule that they have, and the fact that we're going to see them going into some really huge matchups down the stretch. The SEC Sean got Bama and Texas as two teams on the outside looking in, which is very, very possible. Very, very possible. Anything else y'all want to cover? Let's talk a little bit about that Ohio State and Minnesota game. FanDuel Zaya, what are you looking forward to out of this game? What kind of things can Minnesota do that will give your Ohio State Buckeyes some good work today?
I mean, well, coming in, I guess they supposed to have the second best rush defense in the Big Ten. So, well, I guess we'll get a challenge right there. But I kind of want to see the handcuffs come off a little bit. I think we should drive the Lamborghini today and not the GMC truck. At some point, they have to let Julian Sand go out there and try to really explode, because you don't want to do that once the game comes that you actually have to do that. I think you need the reps in a real time action. And today's game is about what we gonna learn. it's a night game in the shoe, man. I feel like it's like a 1% chance Minnesota should beat us tonight. Um, but Coach Fleck, he's a good coach, man. So I know he gonna have them boys ready to play. But like they ain't played nobody, so them numbers on that defense could be fool's gold. They keep saying how this is one of the best defenses in the country statistically, but it's the same as we spoke earlier about whoever it was somebody we spoke about somebody, and they got a top ranked defense or something, but. I just want to see the handcuffs come off, man. Julian Sand should, if we run 65 plays, Julian Sand should throw the ball 35 times. That's all I want to see. And I'm talking about down the field, though. Don't, not dinking, dunking. Throw it down the field.
Y'all gonna get y'all know y'all gonna get number 4 his numbers. Man, stop it, man.
Nah, I think this defense is so good that they don't want to show nothing. They don't want
You
to show nothing at all. And
you
I
just
think
said they ain't play nobody.
I'm talking about on our part though. I think that's why Ryan Daban. I feel like he playing Jim Tressel ball. He don't want to show nothing. He don't want to play. He want to keep the possessions down. He want to run the ball, play good defense, and special teams is awful, but he want to have good special team play. And I don't think he want to show nothing until the end of the year.
Do you think they're repping the stuff that you want to see? Do you think they're repping it in practice?
Yeah, I think it's getting repped in practice. Uh, and this the thing too, though. So I think really we're really not concerned about our pass game. Julian saying is super super accurate, um, and I think we need to have that running game to be potent enough once we get to that Michigan game. I think that's why we've been doing really what we've been doing, because if we can't run the ball against Michigan, we're not going to win that game.
Okay. Donnell was saying that Oklahoma, the number 5th ranked Oklahoma Sooners, is favored by 45 against Kent State with a backup quarterback. What do y'all think about that? Is 45 a lot to be playing a backup quarterback who hasn't had any action this year? He had some action last year, and I like Michael Hawkins, but I don't know. I mean, it's Kent State though. It's Kent State, so maybe they will drop over 45 on him, but that's a big number, man.
Yeah, Vegas trying to get somebody to bite. You know what I mean? They trying to get somebody to bite. I'm not messing with that minus 45 Oklahoma.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
When are y'all gonna go?
No, I was just saying I agree.
Yeah, we really haven't seen Oklahoma have a really good running game outside of John Mateer. He's been their running game, and their passing game isn't that great. Um, and now you're bringing in a backup quarterback, and I agree with Poe. I think the Vegas is trying to lure some folks in so that they can go ahead and get
Yeah,
that little nice little money grab on somebody, man. Especially the people in Oklahoma who feel like, oh yeah, we about to put it on these dudes. And I don't see them covering that 45. That's a lot, man. With a backup quarterback
yeah.
with no real run game, I don't see that happen. I don't see that happen.
hey, listen, I was watching Bear Bryant's show yesterday. Um, I haven't seen Kent State, but I respect Bear Bryant. He said Kent State has the worst college football offense he's ever seen.
Yeah, that
Dang.
could be true. So you're saying that the Oklahoma's defense probably get 2 or 3 scores, and they might even get a special team score.
I'm saying that 45, if that's the worst offense he's ever seen, he's seen a lot of football.
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying
sure.
that I'm saying that spread can be covered.
That's crazy. Okay, what's the odds prime out of there?
Man, I've been saying it probably all season, even going into last season. if he wants to be a top-notch coach, man, he has to leave Colorado. He's just not going to be able to get the players to come and play at Colorado. And there's going to be some prominent jobs opening up that his name has to be high on the list, especially if his health can allow him to do it. He, I, it's at least 75% for me that he got to be out of there. He got to be out of
Yeah, I think it's a coin toss. I think the right job got to be open for him to go. Um, and Florida is one. I mean, I know he a Florida State guy, but he a loyal guy too. So would he really actually take that job? Um, and would they even offer him that job? Because I still see problems with Prime's coaching in game. His X's and O's. So I don't know if they evaluate him um, and just take the name away from it. I don't, do they think he a good enough coach to be at that program? I don't know. So, but I say it's a coin toss. They got to be the right job, right situation. Prime got a lot of things going on with his health, so it got to be somewhere where he's gonna be comfortable and be able to take care of himself.
Yeah, I think it's a high percentage. I agree that the right coaching job has to come open for Prime to leave Colorado. But the thing that we've been able to see is that Coach Prime, he's going to get good quarterbacks. He's going to get, skill position players. He got what's my man for the I can't think of his name right now. My man for the Jacksonville Jaguars, the Heisman winner. I'm
Hunter.
tripping. Yeah, he got Travis Hunter to come to a HBCU. Um, so we know he can get the skill guys. The problem for Prime at Colorado has been the interior players, the big guys. Um, so if I just got to think if he's at a school like Florida, those guys they're going to be able to get those guys, man. And then you parlay that with the skill guys that he's able to attract in college football, and that's a big train. Once the train start rolling, you ain't standing in front of it. So if he's able to get to the right school in the SEC or something like that at Florida, a lot of people say Florida, then look out.
Yeah, I also agree with FanDuel Zed when it comes down to some of his in-game coaching, but I wonder if that's because he just doesn't have the skilled players who, especially in the trenches, who could really help his coaching out if he had the guys out there. Um, but yeah, sometimes he makes some mistakes in game. But I think at this level, you probably expect that coming from HBCU going into Colorado, a team that's really not that good. We really had to overhaul. But I think if he would land a Florida job, he would really have an opportunity to sort of put a fence around the state of Florida, especially when it comes to some of those bigger guys that you see going to uh, Texas, Georgia, Alabama, outside of the state of Florida. There's a lot of guys who are leaving that state going to those other schools, man. For whatever reason, they're
Pay
choosing
attention,
to.
you will notice that when Peter Parker made a new Spider-Man suit using Stark's technology.
I think players nowadays, man, they want to venture out and go to other places. They don't. You still got a lot that want to play at home. That's true. But you got a lot of players that they want to go other places. Like I had no idea Decorian Moore would leave the state of Texas and go to Oregon. I thought for sure once he decommitted from, I think he committed to either Texas A&M or Alabama originally. And once he had decommitted from them, I thought for sure he was going to land at Texas. But his whole thing was, I want to get out of the state of Texas. I want to go somewhere else and carve my own path. And I think you're starting to find that a lot with players in the state of Texas, in the state of Florida. down south like that. They just want to go other places and carve their own path and go and play in other regions of the country. So I think Prime has to get out of Colorado though if he's going to be the kind of coach that I feel like he can be. But like we mentioned earlier, his health, will somebody take a chance on him, knowing that his health is what it is. But if he got the right assistant coaches, man, and coordinators, they might be okay with him having some of the health problems that he has right now.
Yeah, he had to. I think he would have to get some elite coordinators, though. You
Got to
know
get
what I
some
mean?
elite.
That's willing to coach under him. You know, some of these dudes would be so big they think they a better coach than Prime, so they wouldn't want to coach with him under him. You know what I mean? Like, but he got to get some elite coordinators, man. Like sapping them is not. You know what I mean? They ain't getting it.
They just position coaches, bro. They can't. Those dudes ain't coordinator ready yet for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't Prime doesn't take me as an X's and O's guy. He's more like one of those manager coaches. You know what I mean? Lighting fires in this team, making sure everybody doing their job, discipline. He doesn't take me as an X's and O's guy. Well, but I got a question for y'all, man. I'm pretty sure y'all went over the game already, but who was y'all picks for the Vandy Bama game?
I said Vandy plus 11.
Ooh.
uh plus that 11 and a half actually. It what earlier in the week when me and FanDuel did our thing, it was 10 and a half. Now it
Mhm.
went up a whole point. So I don't know. Like you said, probably a talk a good game, but you still gotta play on that field.
Yeah.
Talking ain't gonna win you a game.
Yeah, I took Bama as well, and I took them to cover. Oh no, I ain't taking them to cover. I think they could cover though. I don't think it's gonna be as close as people think it's gonna be. I think Vandy is in the midst of about to lose 5 games in a row. So I said when I comment that last show and I was in the comment section, I said he's gonna get fired. He's gonna get fired. He's been 2-10, 7-5, and 2-10 in the last 3 years. He's
Yeah,
gonna have another 6-6, 7-5 type year, and I think they're gonna fire him.
I gotta see what time
yeah.
that
They
game come on.
they love that coach, man. They're not. He's from Vanderbilt. They're not about to fire him because who else they gonna get? I'm saying they ain't fired that dude. Now the record does indicate that they probably should let him go, but the fact that he's had some success and he's won some good games, been in some games that he should have probably got blown out in. They believe in him, and he's a Vanderbilt guy, so they're probably not going to fire him. Because, like I said, who else they gonna get? If he can keep on getting a good enough quarterback, Vandy can always probably make a bowl game with 6 wins. They'll probably go 6-6 uh, under him, especially if they can schedule their schedule to where they can get those 2 or 3 non-conference games that's winnable. But I don't think they're gonna fire him because who else the hell they gonna get to come to Vanderbilt or baseball school? I'm saying,
Who you got in that game, Rob?
man, I picked Alabama to win this game, and I picked them to cover that 11 and a half or whatever it was. I got Alabama beating them. I don't think that Vanderbilt has a chance simply because they beat Alabama last year. Alabama want to kill them.
Yeah.
They're like, no, we're trying to murder you. Now, Alabama's run game is not that good, and they don't stop the run as well as I would like. But I think when you got those receivers clicking on all cylinders, man, they 3 wideouts, bro. Them dudes can go. And then they can do other things with Bernard where they can give it to him on reverses and stuff and screens and all that. I think this Alabama team is licking their chops. They're ready to beat the mess. They're ready to beat the mess out of Vanderbilt.
Okay, let
Hey,
me
what?
ask you. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask y'all real quick. What if Penn State get upset today? If you running the school, are you meeting Franklin on the field to let him know it's a wrap?
Oh yeah,
Hey,
Christmas gift. It's a wrap. You
I
know,
think I think it's a 1% chance. They're 0-4 against the spread this year. Their boosters are probably pissed. I think they're about to blow them out.
Who they play again?
UCLA.
yeah,
Oh
they
my God.
yeah they're gonna stump a mud
Murder
hole
rap.
now.
It's a
UCLA
murder
trash.
rap.
They trash. They trash.
They
But
they
Alabama's
should beat
next
them by
game.
45.
Look, Alabama's next games is they got Missouri on the road, Tennessee at home, South Carolina on the road, and LSU at home, and Oklahoma at home. So y'all talking about them making the playoffs? It's gonna be rough.
Yeah, well, I don't think Vandy's as good as everybody think they are. I don't think Missouri. We don't really know yet because they ain't played nobody. And South Carolina is not the team we think. And LSU can't. They can't gather no offense. So I don't think that is actually as hard as it looks on paper.
But you think it's the SEC? They always play each other hard. Even
That's
they,
true.
I think they play to their level of competitions because dudes they supposed to beat, they don't beat like Texas right now. Well, Texas just got in the SEC, so we'll know. You know, they don't got the SEC thing jumping off, but they play a team where they should beat up on it today, but they playing in the swamp and they only favored by 4.5. So you know what I mean? Like this the SEC as they say it.
But do we really think they should beat up on Florida today? Because I don't. Both offenses are struggling, and both of them play great defense. I
But
think
what's your
that's
name? Look, they 9 versus an unrated team though. I'm saying like the
they 9.
4.5 actually is justice.
Paul, they 9 because of the preseason rankings. Let's just be honest. If they blindly ranked every team this beginning this week, Texas wouldn't be in the top 15.
Yeah, man. That it's the SEC, man. Those teams could look strong on paper and get blown out, or those could be a possible upset or two. It's the SEC, man. We just don't know. And by the way, no way was I saying that UCLA could beat Penn State. I was just asking the hypothetical, but it's kind of funny to think about, with that whole Penn State situation. But we don't really know what Missouri is right now, so we'll see, Poe.
We know they can run the ball.
We do
You
know they
know,
can
We
run the
we do
ball.
know that they definitely can do that.
I
You
mean, Alabama already got one loss. He named at least three teams that could possibly beat Alabama because they got to go on the road, and they ain't not going on the road to play no cupcakes. Now, South Carolina, yeah, they can handle them, but they can lose. They can lose to Oklahoma with a John Mateer out there with the defense they got. They can lose to Missouri going on the road with that run game that can limit possessions. I think there's in that schedule that he just named, there's probably two games they can lose and have three losses and mess around and be on the outside looking in. I think that's how it is throughout the whole entire SEC. There's 6 to 8 teams that can be in that predicament when it comes to the end, and my Texas Longhorns being one of them. Because even though they have a really, really good defense, at some point, if your defense ends up on that field a lot because your offense can't muster up any drives or any scores, then you put your defense in a predicament. Because last year they had to bail that offense out quite a bit whenever Quinn Ewers went, especially against Georgia, whenever Quinn Ewers went in one of those funks. So it's possible, man, that Alabama can lose 2 or 3 games in that stretch and be on the outside looking in of the college football playoffs. But they're going to be
And,
dog fights, so hopefully they can squeak them out and be one of the teams. Because, I mean, I think it always looks good for Alabama and their brand to be in the college football playoffs, more so than the Missouri or South Carolina, So we'll see.
and I would say this: we know almost don't count, but man, listen, Georgia really shot themselves in the foot last week. They really should have beat Bama, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they still play the best team in the SEC too. I think the best team in the SEC for real, if I just remove rankings, is Tennessee. I still they haven't been healthy on defense. They got two first round corners that haven't even really been on the field. So I think that's the best team in the SEC. They just got to get healthy.
Will those guys make it back this season, or what kind of injuries do they have?
I don't know. I ain't looked into it. I just know they wasn't there for Georgia.
Yeah. They got a really good offense, man, which is going to make them hard to beat because they can put up so many points. Um, but I don't know what they look like defensively. I might need to watch them a little because they gave up a lot of points last week to Mississippi State. They gave up a lot of points to Georgia. So, I mean, I think offensively they are probably the best offense in the SEC. But you can have all the great offense you want. If you can't stop nobody, then eventually, if you run across a really good defense that can keep you down in the 20s, they might be able to score 30 and beat you. So what the verdict is still out on the verdict really is still out on every one of those teams in the SEC. Every
Yeah.
last one of them.
You know why? Because y'all ain't really played nobody. Y'all only played each other. That's it. All y'all's major games has been against each other for real, for the most part.
Well, I mean, that's because that's how that conference is built. But I mean, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out between y'all,
Yeah, I mean that's how it usually comes down to the conference anyway. You know,
and then we're gonna see y'all get popped in the playoffs again.
that's possible. That's possible. That's possible. That's
He
possible.
ain't, he don't want the smoke today, Poe. He don't want it today. You hear him?
I mean, the reality is we'll be going on for another hour if I was to chime in the way I really feel like in my heart I want to chime in, but I don't want to go for another hour.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you got big game. You got to focus on that. Big game
Yeah.
today.
And I got my two granddaughters, man. They throwing a monkey wrench in the game. They
Yeah.
better find something. Well, my one granddaughter, she 10, so I ain't got to worry too much about her. But that 3-year-old, man,
Oh yeah, she into everything.
yeah, she into everything. All right, y'all got anything else y'all want to discuss before we get up out of here?
Now, good luck to y'all's teams, man.
Yeah,
For
yeah. Hope
sure.
y'all get out the dub, man.
Hey,
Likewise.
today is the day, man. KT Good Eats. We got the pre-grand opening at 2 p.m. at 2044 Lockbourne Road, right across the street from Doghouse Pizza. Show up, man. The food is going to be on sale until it's sold out, and it will sell out, so you better be there.
Yeah.
What time y'all going? You going?
Yeah, I'm going right.
I'm going after. I got to watch my game first.
Yeah, I'm going to go right after I
It's
leave.
gonna be sold out, Parlay Paul. You ain't getting none, bro.
Hey, look, I don't know what I can eat up there anyway. So you know what I mean? Like,
They got the veggie egg rolls. Oh, yeah, the theme is egg rolls. They got the
yeah,
veggie
but
egg
they cook
rolls.
it in the same grease, homeboy.
No, they ain't,
No.
man.
I hope not. You know what I mean?
They might. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make it too.
It's
I'm
mac
gonna
and
try to go
cheese.
right at 2 o'clock though, because Texas play at 3:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, man, enjoy the rest of y'all's day, man. Enjoy these games, and hopefully everybody get that dub today, as we
You go
always
blue.
do.
Go
Peace.
blue.
We out. Peace.